Hey guys, welcome back to another Connie Styles 2.0 video. So in today's episode, we're going to be talking about something horrifying.
I my door.
Hauntifying.
A little girl died in the...
Terrifying.
My locked door is
paranormal experience with nobody other than the one and only Samantha, aka Sam. And you guys remember her from the first story time, my paranormal experience with me spending a night at her house, and she did not tell me anything about her ghost. So
Would you have spent the night if I did?
no. If you haven't seen it, please click up here in the iCards. Go watch that. You don't want to miss it because this video is going to follow that one. So make sure you go and click this video and come back here.
Then you'll know who I am.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be such a good time, such a good story. So if you want to hear, keep on watching. So I kind of forgot what it is that's inside your room exactly.
Nobody knows what it is.
But you told me it was a little girl.
Yes, that is the story that my dad has told me, because my house was built like really long ago. So we have an old part of the house and then the new renovated part, which is the living room, upstairs bedroom and stuff. My room and the rest of the house is the old house.
Okay.
Before the second half was built, there was a washroom. And supposedly a little girl died in the washroom. That's the reason we say it's a little girl. But there's other reasons to think maybe not.
Well, do you remember when I told you that it didn't sound like a little girl breathing? Like it sounded like deep heaving, man breathing.
Right.
Did you experience that sound too before?
I did. My grandmother was living with us and she had my room. So I got moved to a different room and she was using my room because my room's bigger. So we put her in a nursing home and she passed away. I was finally able to move back in my room. Now we still had her hospital bed that I was using temporarily and a bunch of her stuff. First night sleeping there, I got the lights off and I'm sitting here like very uneasy feeling. Yeah. And then I have her breathing. Same place, my closet. That's why when you say like your freaking closet is breathing,
it was confirming stuff for you, right? Yeah. Did you tell your family about it before?
I didn't tell them about that one because I was like, okay, they're just gonna be, it's wind. It's just the wind. It's not wind. The wind doesn't go.
That's what it sounded like. Like
it's like a brain from Hey Arnold. Push.
Okay, so what have you told them that you heard in there?
Do you want me to go into one of my very creepy stories?
Yeah.
Right off the bat? Okay.
Yeah.
So, when my grandma lived with us, we inherited a lot of her stuff. So we had this really old school box TV. It's like probably stood about this tall off the ground, big old huge wooden TV. Now this is old, so it had maybe 10 channels because it had a little dial and then a sliding volume switch. Now I had been able to hook up a VCR to it, Gangster Jimmy it all up, but we were able to get it to work, but we'd still have like a staticky kind of thing. So when the VCR was on, you didn't hear any static. You just saw the little like static, right?
Yeah.
Unless there was a tape in there, all what you had was a blue screen because the VCR is on.
Yeah.
So I am terrified of the dark, mostly because of what has happened to me in that house. Because when it's dark, you see more things, you hear more things, and you get that feeling of uneasiness. Mostly the whole something staring at you, and what's scarier is you can't see what's staring at you because it's dark. I'd rather feel like something's staring at me and see that there's nothing in the room.
Right.
Pretty much. But anyway, because I'm afraid of the dark, I would have the VCR on. So we had the blue screen with just a little bit of the thing. And I didn't want to hear any static. So I'd turn the volume all the way off.
Yeah.
Okay. Now without the VCR on, it is total white noise. That shh. So that's why the VCR has to be on. Volume's all the way off, VCR is on, blue screen. So I have light in my room. Also, I sleep with my door locked. I would close my door and lock it. I go to bed and fall asleep. Late at night, I don't really remember what time, might be midnight, 2 o'clock, I don't remember. So I wake up to a loud screaming coming out of my TV.
Oh, I got chills.
That's what I said. I was like, that story will give you chills. Okay, so volume's all the way off, remember?
Yeah.
Blue was on when I went to sleep. VCR turned off, volume switch that you actually have to push.
Yeah.
Push all the way up, white noise going, blood curdling scream coming through my TV. And get this, my locked door is open.
No! Oh my God!
Not lying. I wake up to that loud scream. I'm like, what the? And I jump up, I flip the switch to turn the volume down again, and I turn around, my door's open. I went to grab my doorknob. My doorknob is still locked, but my door is open.
Whoa!
That is like by far the scariest thing that has happened in my room, other than like some of the creepier things, but just the screaming. That's why I'm like, something bad happened to somebody in the house or attached to that TV. One of my theories for a lot of the more spookier things that are happening around the house, because it wasn't this spooky and creepy until my grandmother came to live with us and we inherited a lot of her things.
Yeah.
I don't know where she's got them. I don't know what has happened in the house that she used to have this TV in. So I feel like the stuff kind of came with it. And even though we got rid of the stuff and broke it, you know, we tore it apart, it's still in the house.
Is that the same TV? I remember you turning on the TV right before we went to sleep.
That is
and there was static.
That is the same TV.
Okay.
And on top of that TV, you know how sturdy it was, remember?
I mean, it was really, really big, you guys. It was like a very old-fashioned TV. It even had like the antennas.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, I put the antenna to it. Yes, it was old school.
That's what I'm saying. Like most of her stuff, old-fashioned vintage stuff. Like
Right.
her home is a Victorian home, right?
I wouldn't say Victorian style, but old enough. I think
Yeah.
it's like a cottage kind of deal. I don't know. It was built somewhere else, probably like in the 1800s, I don't know. My whole streets, houses, all those houses, and the reason most of them look the same is they all came from the same area and were moved here. Anyway, that TV, being as sturdy as it is, right, doesn't make much noises. I mean, it's wood. You put your hand on it and it'll make a crack noise,
Yeah.
right? You have to push, like
Yeah.
put your body into it. It'll do that on its own, like somebody just sat on the top of the TV. You feel like somebody's sitting there watching you, because it's like you just, it is, that's what it's like. It's, you put your hand on it and you can make that noise. Only with the weight of something.
I remember after the whole thing happened with the sleepover, I remember you telling me some experiences that you've had thus far, and something about somebody pouring a glass of milk or a glass of water.
So this was when my grandmother was still alive and she was living with us. So she couldn't get up and move, so my dad would make her breakfast. So he got a coffee cup, he was gonna put milk into it. So he puts the coffee cup down on the table, turns to get the milk, and watches the cup move. It moved. Slid across the table. I know skeptics are gonna be like, oh, there's condensation on the cup. It's a brand new cup that came out of the cupboard. It is dry, and I'm pretty sure condensation would move like,
Right.
this went.
What does he think of the house? Haven't you guys considered moving or?
No, because it's never hurt anybody.
Yeah.
It's just creepy. Also, we had a baby monitor in my grandmother's room, so she could call us, right? One way.
Oh, we all know about baby monitors.
We'll be watching TV and we start hearing something and she's talking. We kind of stop and listen, and then after her conversation, then she'll go, Mike. That's my dad's name. And my dad come in and she'd need help with something. Then he'd help her with it and then leave, and she continues talking. And not like she's talking to herself. She's answering questions and asking questions and getting answers back. She's there because she's talking, and then she knows she needs help with something. She asks my dad for help and then goes back to her conversation with whoever is in the bedroom.
Okay, so you said that you don't think it's just a little girl.
I don't.
And why?
Because Mikey has a name. Mikey is my son. He's 7 years old now. At the time, I think he was like 2 or 3. Just really learning to talk. A few words here and there, but he has a name for whatever it is. I have a chair, another old chair, that sits right outside my bedroom door. He's on the chair on his knees, so he's on the chair on his knees. Obviously didn't have this big of it. It probably stopped right here. With his hands on the wall, staring at the wall. And I come out of the bathroom and I'm like, Michael, what are you doing? And he's sitting there, hands on the wall, staring at the wall. And he goes, there's someone in our wall. And then he goes back to staring. And I'm like, what do you mean there's someone in the wall? There's someone in there. And I'm like, who's in the wall? Toby.
Oh, hell no.
Toby is in the wall. Immediately I went, well, you can tell Toby to get out of my house. That is the name that it told him, was Toby. And when I told Raymond, because my husband is a skeptic, doesn't believe it. Believes in angels and demons, not ghosts.
Yeah, we were just talking about this too yesterday with my cousin because he went to my nephew's birthday party and he just doesn't believe in any spirits, no ghosts, no hauntings, no paranormal experiences. Like, he has debunked my story. There's nothing in her room because he lives in that same room that I had that experience in. So he's told me, really, no, nothing has happened to him. There are logical explanations to everything. So he might have experienced something.
He's been right there when I've, like, something gets tossed off my bookshelf. Something came off the bookshelf and something fell off over there. And I went, you didn't see that. And he goes, it's probably the wind. I'm like, the wind hit that and that?
This is where I'm like, you have to know that there is something going on in that room because he told me that every night it gets cold in there and it gets cold from the draft from the closet. And I'm like, what kind of draft is there?
There's no window in my damn closet.
Right, exactly. I'm like, how is there a draft coming in there? And he was like, I don't know, there just is. And I'm just like, no, that is not a logical explanation. There is no. You have no.
Just no. But him being a skeptic, I tell him what Mikey said. Mikey says Toby is living in the wall, and immediately Raymond goes, your freaking brother watched Paranormal Activities with Mikey around. I'm like, my brother don't watch those movies. And he's like, did you? I'm like, no. I was like, Mikey don't watch scary movies. And he's like, he had to have seen that movie. No.
The thing is, you haven't really experienced anything hurtful.
No, just creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we thought little girl, but we have Mikey saying Toby.
Yeah.
Now Mikey has seen Toby in his bedroom. He's sleeping and it's the middle of the night. He comes running into my bedroom. There's someone in my room. He's a little older now. He's about 5, so it's a couple
very
years
aware.
ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
He knows people aren't supposed to be in the walls now. He runs in my room, he's crying, there's someone in my room. I'm like, what? Raymond's not home. So I get up, I go to his room, I'm like looking around thinking maybe my brother went into the room. So I asked my brother, did you go into the bedroom? He goes, no. I'm like, okay, Mikey, what did the person do? And demonstrates, he's laying there on the bed and somebody actually walks into his room towards the refrigerator.
Right across from the room that he's in. Right?
He walked right through the room. So from the door to the wall, and my son's bed is like right here. So he walked right past the bed. Now, he said that he walked like this.
Like shuffling his feet.
And was staring down at the floor, just shuffling. Shuffling to either the window or the fridge, but it was that direction. And he said he just got out of the bedroom and ran.
Oh,
so that's when he comes in
God.
my room. So he's seen who we think is Toby, and he says it's a man. He didn't say it was a little girl. So that's what's like, well, now we have a little girl, we have a man, and supposedly a dog.
A dog?
There's a dog.
How do you know there's a dog?
Mikey's seen the dog.
Really?
This is the most recent one. It was maybe beginning of the year. It was after getting all the Beyblades and stuff. So him and my brother are sitting in the dining room, right outside my bedroom, on the floor, playing Beyblades. And Mikey looks up and goes, and my brother's all, what were you looking at? He goes, I saw a dog over there. Now, get this, he described the dog being brown and black, and I'm thinking maybe it's the dog that I had when I was a little girl. Mikey is the one who sees them. I see orbs and I hear things. My old apartment, it used to be a nursing home.
Really?
Mm-hmm. A long time ago, that whole apartment building was a nursing home, so they all had their own suites. When we first moved in there, we were fine. I didn't have any problem sleeping in the dark. Except one night, maybe 2 months after living there, I lay usually to the end of the bed, like to the edge, instead of laying inward. Mm-hmm. One, I don't want to face him snoring. So I'm sleeping outward. I got the lights off, the door's closed, and I feel like there's somebody at the edge of my bed, like this. Like somebody's standing there staring at me, and I open my eyes, and because it's dark, I can't see anything.
And you could feel the vibrations when it's that close to you. Like if you put your hand,
whole, I'm not touching.
Yes, if you put your hand up to your ear, you're going to feel your hand without even touching your face. Like that's how it feels when it feels like somebody's standing over you or like it's by you.
Right. Now that one I did not like. It did not make me feel good having somebody that close to me, and it would do that all the time. So I actually woke Raymond up. I was like, dude, I don't feel very good. I feel like there's somebody on the side of my bed. And he gets up because he's like, there's somebody in the freaking room. I'm like, no, I feel like there's somebody in here. He's like, well, what do you want me to do? I was like, can you turn on the hallway light and leave the door open? I felt like a little girl living in that apartment because I'm like, I can't sleep without the light on and the door has to be open.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I found out it was a nursing home, I'm like, I got some old dude just sitting here going,
Do you ever, like besides now, because we're talking about it now, do you ever talk about it with anybody, or is it just really people?
Well, no, Brian comes to my job a lot and he likes to point out, this girl has a haunted house.
There is another experience that I've personally experienced, but she experienced it with me. And
In my house.
Also another person.
I know it was evening-ish,
Yeah.
but it was a nice day. We were all hanging out on my porch. It was Sean, you, Cece, Brian. I think we were on the porch playing with like my guitars and stuff and being dorks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we were dorks. So.
Yeah. And I don't know where the conversation started, but we were like, my house is haunted because you told him you spent the night at my house.
And I had an experience.
Yep. And he's like, I don't believe you.
Right.
So I'm like, you don't believe me. Okay. Come in my house. We go inside. He's standing there going, there's no ghost in here. You ain't gonna do it. There's nothing in here.
Yeah.
And he's sitting there and right under this little archway. And I've got ivy that went around the edge of it. So the ivy's like hooked on. You have to do like this motion to put them on.
Yeah.
So as he's like sitting there yelling at it, the ivy comes off the hooks and lands on his shoulders.
And he like pushes, he pushed Cece out
He
of the way?
almost ran her over. Cece's been in a video. She's a tiny little thing. Bulldozed right over her. So you got a 6'2", 17-year-old scream like a little girl and bolt out of my house without his shoes, jumps my fence, which by the way, my fence comes up to like here, and starts like flipping out and just, no! No! He comes back in to grab his shoes, which were on the carpet by the door. They're not there.
Oh, that's right! I forgot about that!
They were moved from the door to the side of the china cabinet by, get this, my bedroom door.
Oh no.
The same wall Toby lives in.
Oh, I remember that. I forgot about that. As soon as she said he had his shoes by the door, I instantly remembered. And I remember them being moved and being like,
You know, he taunted it. He said, do something.
yeah, it's his fault.
He it off. I was like, I'm gonna throw on you and steal your shoes.
As soon as you saw him do that, you were like, don't do that. Don't do
Yeah,
that.
I was telling him, don't do that. I have to live here.
And I feel like maybe it happened because it was just the three of us. I already experienced something. She lives there, so of course she's experienced a lot. But him,
I'm gonna
show him.
I'm gonna have some fun with him.
gonna-
But like I said, there's no funnier picture than seeing a 6-foot grown scream like a little schoolgirl and jump a fence.
Yeah, he was all acting like he's so tough, like, come at me, bro. And then I fell on him, and he was like, ah!
It's haunted, straight up. Now my mom does do a lot of garage sailing, so a lot of the stuff is not even ours. That old vintage stuff that you see around the house is not even from our family, it's from yard sales. We don't know what we've brought into the house.
No wonder, dude.
We got old dolls, old pictures.
Like porcelain dolls.
Yes. My brother's afraid of dolls because this house is haunted. When I was a little girl, I had a baby doll. You know, once you lay down, their eyes closed, you pick them up, their eyes open. It's on my shelf. And my brother comes into my room when I'm little and he's talking to me. And he looks up at the doll. The doll's sitting up, eyes closed. My brother says, isn't the doll's eyes supposed to be open? The eyes open. Then there's little things like orbs of light from my chandelier to my wall. So it went into my room. So something lives in my wall. My wall, my room, I don't know. Other than that, you hear creaking. You'll see something in the corner of your eyes on the stairs. Small things like that.
Like cliche things.
Yeah, things moving, things not being where they're supposed to be. Sometimes you'll hear what you think is talking. Bunch of small things happen on a daily, but the big creepy things don't happen as often.
Yeah.
But they're there.
So you don't turn on your radio anymore?
No, because I don't have that old TV. I have a new flat screen, whatever, dealio. That we got rid of a long time ago.
So then you don't need the radio on.
I'm sitting there watching Hulu, Netflix.
Do you fall asleep with the TV on? Yeah. That's something that you'll probably always do, huh?
Yeah, well, either a TV or like the light on. I have to have something on. The TV I like because even though I'm sleeping with earplugs, I know the sounds that I'm hearing is coming from the TV and it's gonna drown out any sound that I hear other than that. It just kind of hides things so I can sleep.
So you guys, those are our experiences and mostly her experiences. Let's be real. She's telling her story. I was there one time.
Welcome to my episode.
Channel. If you did enjoy this video and you liked hearing about Sam's experiences, let me know if you like it by clicking the like button and subscribe to my channel if you want more videos like this, and comment down below if you've ever had an experience before too and what you believe in. Do you believe that it was a ghost, or do you believe that there's logical explanation to everything?
Yeah, I'm all up for theories.
So let us know down below in the comments what you think. Okay, you guys, I'll see you guys when I see you. Bye.
Bye.